Isolation Protocol Day 77, Monday, June 1st already. Wow, June. That snuck up on me too fast. Um, but yeah, 77, do the math, 7/11. Yeah, just finished the 11th week of isolation protocols. And oh my gosh, I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, I stirred up a bunch of dust. I was starting to crochet on my sky-colored summer sweater, and got a text message that I wanted to respond to. So here, let me grab this. Took my cute little Harry Potter magic wand crochet hook. Yeah, popped it in my mouth because it was convenient, and responded to the test, and then spent almost 10 minutes digging around, trying to find, I mean, lifting the seat cushions off the couch, everything, trying to figure out where the heck the crochet hook went to. Got myself completely winded, grabbed a bottle of water, took the crochet hook out of my mouth to drink the water, and yeah, there it was. That's worse than sticking it in your hair, tucking it behind your ear, or something like that and forgetting about it. I have ended up with like 3 crochet hooks behind it, tucked into a bun, things like that. Knitting needles. Yeah, you can find all kinds of stuff in my hair sometimes. Um, but in my mouth, should have noticed that faster than 10 minutes. So yeah. Anyhow, so crocheting didn't get done yet. Next on my list, yes, I'm using the back of an envelope for my list. Um, yeah, there's been quite a bit of what they're calling civil unrest going on. I understand why it's happening. It's still kind of sad. I mean, it's sad that it has to happen. But yeah, the psychology of societies as a whole was a fascinating subject in college, and so yeah, I understand it. I realize that hopefully things will happen because of it, even if it happens slowly over the next few years. But still, at the same time, living through it is scary. Um, I haven't been too close to it. There was a lot of buildings and businesses damaged just about 3 blocks from my daughter's apartment. Um, in the whole area where my sister works, fortunately, the building that she manages was not damaged. Uh, and my other sister also works in Oakland, on Broadway, and fortunately, where she works was not damaged either. But it's still going on. They put down a solid curfew that was put in place until further notice, and I got the notice at noon that it was lifted. But then I just got another notice a couple hours later, as I'm getting ready to head out to the post office and stuff, um, that it's back. And as of 8 o'clock tonight, there is another curfew with nobody allowed. It was 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock? I think 6 o'clock, maybe 8. I'm going to have to check. No, I'm just going to stay in the house and not worry about it. Um, but yeah, nobody is allowed out of their house. That's it. Unless you are an essential employee and going to or from work, or working like police officers and security guards and that sort of thing. Or people who are doing, building repairs or cleanup. Uh, so anyhow, I did not get to the post office. I was planning on going early this morning before things happened, because from experience I know that things like this happen. I mean, it's not just civil unrest where things like this happen. The Oakland Raiders lost a game. It was a big game. I'm not sure what playoff or whatever it was. Anyhow, they lost a game, and I just live a couple miles from the Coliseum, and yeah, Coliseum was where they played, And uh, yeah, the rioting came all the way up to the building that's back to back with me. There's a little strip mall there with like four businesses and a storefront church. Um, and it's back to back with me, and that building was ransacked, and the building around the corner from it had several windows broken out of it. It was at the time, a small computer repair store, and I guess they thought that there would be computers there, but the guy who works there did not have anything on site at the time, so they pretty much just stole all of his tools, which basically put him out of business. So, anyhow, um, I know from experience that all that writing and stuff goes on until shortly before dawn, and then everybody sleeps until like 2 in the afternoon. So if you need to do something in a town where there's writing and stuff going on, best thing to do it is first thing in the morning, 8, 9 o'clock, you should be fine. Um, but just as I was getting ready to head out, I started hearing sirens. In fact, there was one just going off right now. I don't know if you could hear it. It just sounded like a duck quacking for a second, but yeah, it was a siren. Uh, so that means when the duck quack sound, it means it's probably about a mile away. But this is a pretty big town. It's pretty spread out. It's not huge. It does take me about 20 minutes to drive from one end to the other. So the post office nearest me, I know that one closed because they have 1 to 2 employees on site. There's a gnat. Um, uh, and they wanted to make sure that that employee was safe. So they closed that one. The big depot where they do all of the sorting and stuff, there's one of them that's about 4 miles away, right on the other side of where two freeways cross. So that one's kind of a challenge to get to because of so many one-way streets and freeways and everything just blocking it off and dead ends and stuff. So it's a challenge to get to that one. Uh, and I wasn't sure if it was open, and when I tried calling, I never got an answer. So I wasn't going to drive really far to mail off the winter's packages. So hopefully I will be able to take off early tomorrow morning and get to the post office as soon as it opens. I'm going to go to one out of town. I think I will go to one out of town. Uh, I know there's even a few of the smaller towns around here have had issues. A shopping center that has a Home Depot and a Walmart was and a See's Candy and some sports shoe something store. I know that shopping center was ransacked, and so was a big mall where I used to work. I used to work in a mall, and they got into a couple of the stores that had exterior windows. They weren't actually able to get into the mall, but stores that had outside access, they broke into those, and that included like an Office Depot, Office Max, whatever, one of those office stores. Um, uh, what else? Several other stores that were there, including one that only sold children's clothes. Like, why? And also the Target that was in that store, that mall was destroyed. I mean, literally, just you see the pictures of it, and um, they have two big glass doors side by side with a third door in the center where that slides open so that they can put the shopping carts inside. And all of the glass was broken, and there were so many vehicles just crowded around the entrance there, and people were just walking in and out with stuff that they had looted. So anyhow, yeah, several other areas have been looted as well. So I can understand post offices tend to be near shopping centers like that. So I can understand them being closed. But the small town that I grew up in is about 15 minutes down the road, down the freeway, if the freeway's open. They've been closing sections of the freeway to stop people from going from one section to another. A lot of the looters are coming from out of the area to come into Oakland, at least the ones that have been arrested. Um, a lot of them have not been actual residents of Oakland. So hopefully the freeway will be open tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, and I can get to my hometown post office and mail the packages off to you all there. I may even stop in and see my sister. We can socially isolate in the backyard again, sitting at different sides of that huge picnic table that they have, or whatever. Um, but there, that's how that goes. Let's see. Oh yeah, sirens. Um, so the reason I didn't go this afternoon, even though the curfew was listed, is that sirens had started almost immediately after probably about I got the notice at about 12:15 that the curfew had been lifted, and by 1:30 there were sirens everywhere. Um, I heard a fire engine. I've smelled smoke. I don't know if it was because of looting or if it was just one of the, the fires that we get around here. This is a very old section of town, old wooden houses that are not really, the wiring and stuff is like my own house. Um, a lot of it is the original wiring, and the new wiring is basically in conduits that are stapled to the outside of the baseboards. The wiring is not inside the walls. It's wattle and daub plaster over lath. So it's an old house, old wood, and they go up in flames like crazy. Doesn't take much. So, anything else I gotta say? Anything else? Did not get a fortune cookie. Sorry. Just did not feel like walking into the kitchen because my knees are still bothering me. Dogs have been behaving mostly. Uh, Salisbury and Honey Bear got scared with all the noise and sirens and gunshots. The gunshots last night were just unbelievable. They were just nonstop until dawn. And the dogs got scared and they both wanted to snuggle up next to me. And every time there was a gunshot, they had to squeeze closer and they kept pushing harder and harder against me and pushed me right off the bed. Uh, yeah, I can understand that. So when I got back in bed, I made sure there was one dog on each side. I felt a little crushed, but at least I wasn't going to go anywhere because they were both pushing. And they both push pretty much equally hard. Salisbury pushes a little bit harder, but something about a pit bull. She may weigh 75 pounds. Actually, she's probably down to about 70 now. Uh, but when she doesn't want to move, they've got this way of creating a gravity well and increasing their weight to about 500 pounds because I can lift 75 pounds. I cannot lift her if she does not want to be lifted. I cannot move her if she does not want to be moved. I mean, I could tie her behind the truck and try to haul her, and she will not go anywhere. That dog could anchor a boat. Uh, yeah, if she does not want to move, she's not going to move. So no matter how hard Salisbury was pushing against me on one side, I wasn't going to go anywhere. I was going to get a little crushed. But yeah, other than that, no, I was fine. I did get very twisted in my nightgown. I think I'm going to start sleeping in shorts and a t-shirt because, yeah, when I needed to stretch out my leg because I was starting to get cramps, I was so tangled and tied up, I couldn't move. And it's starting to get hot anyway, even though the weather cooled down for a day, it's going to be back up into the 90s probably starting tomorrow. I think it's close to about the low to mid 80s right now. I really don't want to check. I figure if I don't know how hot it is, I won't feel as hot, right? Yeah, that works. Okay, well, I've been babbling on and on for too long. and I'm sure you're getting bored of it. I did get some editing done, not a lot. I did get some reading done. Again, not a lot. I got um, maybe 8 inches of crocheting done with that little tiny 3.5 millimeter hook and that fingering weight yarn. Yeah, it's fingering. It says DK. It's fingering. When you look at the yardage and the weight combination and compare it to, it's thinner than the sock yarn I'm using for some socks. So yeah, it's fingering. It's tiny. It takes forever. Um, but it's, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's soft, and the drape on that is wonderful. I'm making the sweater solid shoulders just to provide little shades so that I can wear like a cami or something under it and not have to worry about getting my shoulders sunburned. And then it's going to be lacy for the rest of the sweater. So I'm almost down to the lacy part. Yay! That should go a lot faster, I hope. I hope it goes faster. Um, it's a new lace pattern. Carrie emailed it to me, and it's a free pattern, so I didn't worry about her doing that because I could have easily gone and picked it up myself. But she emailed me the pattern, and I am going to be using that. It's a shawl pattern or a scarf pattern, I think, but I'm going to use the stitch that's on it for the sweater. And then I'm going to put a wide, like pineapple lace or something across the bottom just for a lot more interest. And I may do the same pineapple lace on the bottom of the sleeves, again, just to make it, a little interesting, a little more fun. So that's that. Uh, Anything else? No, everything else was maybe I should do this, and then I didn't. So, nope, that's it. Okay, I will catch you later. Bye.